enough perspective about what we saw in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So we bring in the Hall of Famer Mike Wilbon to get us a little more. And Mike, look, you've been around this league for decades, and you've seen some crazy endings. But I need you to give me some perspective on exactly what we witnessed here. But you witnessed firsthand how the Knicks looked like nothing and the Cavs looked like everything, and then that completely switched by the time we got to the end of overtime.
20-point lead with 7+ minutes to play. Michael and Nicole, you don't say it's over, but it's pretty close to over. Cleveland's in control of the game. They're completely in control of the game. One, you thought the Knicks might be trying to work their way through some rust. I thought the lead might be 6 or 7 at halftime. It wasn't that big at halftime, and it just grew and grew and grew, and Cleveland was doing everything right until they did everything not just wrong, but dumb. I mean, just one stupid mistake after another. How do you give up an 18-1 run and not call a timeout? I can tell you the Knicks were surprised. They were looking at each other, some of the players thinking, okay, we'll keep playing if you want. And Cleveland has 4 timeouts and doesn't call a timeout on an 18-1 run and wind up giving up 40 of the next 51 points in fourth quarter and overtime, and wind up continuing to put James Harden, who 10 years ago, a much more athletic, capable James Harden couldn't guard Jalen Brunson, and now to put James Harden on Jalen Brunson time after time to let the Knicks dictate that matchup. It's baffling and stupid to do that. It's unbelievable that a team as well as Cleveland had played, and they had done everything right for such a long period of time. And there's a lot of Hall of Famers in the building. I'm not going to name names. A lot of Hall of Famers. You can imagine who some of them are, past and present, or long time ago and recent present. And believe me, they're walking around this court now saying, what was that? What was Cleveland doing? There's some post-game comment we've got to have. There'll be post-game questions. We'll be talking about this for the next 48 hours. No one knows what the hell the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing after that 7.5-minute mark in the fourth quarter to the end of this game.
You know, when the game started, though, the thought was that the Knicks they've been off, they've been resting, they're rusty. At the end, there was a part of my brain that switched to, well, Cleveland just came off a 7-game series. Now they're exhausted, they're tired. Stephen A. said, this is a team that's now, like, demoralized. Like we said, is that a strong enough word? I don't know. The question now is, do you see them coming back? How do they do that after what they did here? Done.
No, I don't see them coming back to win a game, Nicole. Let's go back to the part, a great point you raised about coming off a 7-game series, a tough, grueling 7-game series previously with Detroit. So why do you not call timeout during an 18-1 run when you got 4 of them? You don't call timeout, you know your guys are likely to be tired. Or as one Hall of Famer here in attendance said to me, he had to know their legs are shot. Why do you not call timeout? Why do you have James Harden
I need you to start
still
naming
out
names,
there?
sir.
What is it you're trying to do with Brunson? And it's just one question after another, which has no reasonable answer after another.
And here's the thing. I said this earlier. I don't care who wins or loses these games. I have no vested interest.
No.
But as a basketball fan, like, I was offended how the Cavs finished that game and all the things you raised. And now they got to somehow respond and try to whatever. Game 2 Thursday, 8 Eastern, ESPN. At least we get to watch it together, because I don't know what's going to happen.
I will say this. If they do respond, it does say something about them that I don't think any of us expect.
Well, they need to say something about themselves.
Nicole,
they need to say something
it would say something about,
for sure.
It would say something about their nerve and guts, and the most overused word in sports today, resilience. But I don't see any of that happening.
He was going to go with there. There are so many.
You know, and did we see Donovan limping off the court? Was he limping? A little limp to his gait when he went through the tunnel? If that's the case, what is it they have? What is it they're going to resort to? What is it
they got no chance. They got zero chance. Zero chance on that. Mike, appreciate you, brother.
And since then is win. And he cursed the Cavs, and it certainly felt like it at certain points. Game 1, remember the Knicks were down 22 with 7:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson with the Knicks now down 10, make it 8. Next Knicks possession. Look who he's going at, by the way. Brunson contested triple. Knicks down 5 after an 18-1 run. A minute to play. Knicks down 3. Landry Shamet's 3. That's a nice little bounce.
Come on.
Nice little bouncing in to tie it at 99. At the other end, a little bit of offense from James Harden. At least he added that. Cavs up 2. But with 30 seconds to play, it was more Brunson. Using all of his resources to tie it back up at 101. Then 6 seconds to go. Cavs with a chance to win it. It's Sam Merrill. Nah. So we go to overtime. That was like in until it wasn't. The Knicks end the fourth quarter on a 30-8 run. And then they started overtime on a 9-0 run. Brunson had 38 points. OG Anunoby. How about that inside? To make it a 6-point lead for the Knicks. Who, you look at everything at the end of the game and overtime. It's a 44-11 run to end the game. The Knicks stole. They took it. Game 1, 115-104. It's 8 straight wins for the Knicks. Can we go back to Danhausen for a second?
Danhausen told you the curse was real. We did it. Danhausen has cursed the Cavaliers. The Knicks have won. And Danhausen has won. And now he's owed courtside seats in between Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner.
He's still kind of a weird dude. Anyway, the Knicks were down by as many as 22 points like midway through the fourth quarter, and they won by 11. It is the largest win by any team after trailing by 20 or more in the fourth quarter, regular season, or playoffs in the play-by-play era. I'm sure we'll remember this one for a while.
Just being in attack mode, just trying to find seams to get to where I feel comfortable. Finally, one did go down. That's just because of the rhythm I created from the shots beforehand.
I mean, when he's playing that way and he's making points and buckets like that, I'm just blessed I get a front row seat to watch it.
Obviously, we don't get it done if Jalen Brunson doesn't play like one of the MVP guys in the league.
It was a little comfortable. We could have done some things collectively, and we did, and that's on us. But ultimately, can't do nothing about it now. We got to go out there and watch the film and fix it for game 2.
Yeah, I like to hold my timeouts. I mean, I didn't want to have one timeout at the end of the game, 1 or 2 point game. I try to hold them,
All right, Kendrick Perkins here with us. And look, Perk, people are going to be talking about this Knicks comeback for a while and all that. But allow me to quote you, sir. The hell with that. Because this is what I want to ask you, okay? During the Knicks' 44-11 run to close out the game, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden were combined 1 for 10 from the floor.
Not bad.
0 for 5 from 3. 2 turnovers. They combined for 3 points. Donovan Mitchell's last made field goal came with 8:19 left in the fourth quarter. Please, sir, explain that to me.
Well, look, Eves, first of all, good to see you, and I'm loving the beard. Hello, Nicole. Good to see you as well. But let me say this. It's 2 sides of the basketball, right? And I'm not disagreeing with you. They were awful offensively, but you up double digits in the 4 quarters. All you have to do is get stops. And James Harden was a defensive liability once again. The Knicks were scoring on him at will. The entire Knicks squad was 9 for 15 in the fourth quarter in overtime when James Harden was the defender. Jalen Brunson was 7 for 8 on James Harden. At some point, if you're Kenny Atkinson, you have to see this, and you have to make a business decision and get him off the damn floor. It was less than a minute and a half in the game, and he left strong side corner 3 and went and did a half trap on Jalen Brunson and gave up a wide open 3-point shot to Mikal Bridges. Here we are again. Different series, same story. James Harden, more turnovers than field goals made.
Okay, so I do want to move on a little bit. It's sort of on the same thing because it deals with coaching. Because we did get some NBA news tonight. The Mavs and Jason Kidd, they're no more after 5 seasons. Kidd is out. It's described as a mutual decision. This also comes like 2 weeks after the Mavs hired their new president, Masai Ujiri. So what do you think of that?
Well, this was way past due. This relationship had been run this course. J. Kidd wanted out of Dallas last year once they traded Luka. He's not a coach that's with the rebuilding. He's a coach that wants to win championships. And so when you think about where they're headed, they traded Anthony Davis. Yes, he done an outstanding job for us building up and putting Cooper Flagg in the right position. But J. Kidd is a coach that wants to win now. He is not looking in the near future or looking down the line 5 or 6 years from now. And so he wanted to go his own separate ways, and rightfully so. And I'm going to say this. J. Kidd is just the first domino to fall. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 2 to 3 weeks if we see some more movement in that Mavericks organization for us a guy named Kyrie Irving.
Rebuild, restructure, whatever you want to call it. A lot of moves down there. Perk, as always, brother.